This is a really little short session that will really just help us articulate through our back, stretch all the way down, and focus particularly on any imbalance or tightness on one side or the other of the lower back. So we're going to start standing, but you can leave this part out and just start from the mat. So let's start with our piece standing, and we're just going to go into some roll downs. So we're going to have our arms by our side, have our feet hip width apart. So take your feet out, bring your feet around, wiggle those toes a bit, just check those toes are lovely and loose, and then relaxed back on the mat. Shoulder blades gliding down your back, not locking the knees out. Do press on the outside of your knees. My knees tend to come in a little. If you notice, if you press to the outside, get a lovely straighter leg. And we're going to take a few little breaths while just circling through the shoulders, just waking ourselves up in the upper back. So lovely big circles behind. And then about 4 or 5 lovely circles forward. Make sure the shoulder blades glide nicely back down your back. Then you're going to take a beautiful breath in through the nose and lower your chin to your chest. And on the out breath, draw those abdominals in, arms and head hang heavy as you roll down through the back, being lovely and gentle with yourself. If this is the first thing you're doing in the morning, don't roll all the way down first. Do a half roll down. If you roll down and you feel tight in the hamstrings, just stop there. Breathe in, draw the abs in on the out breath. Restack in the spine. Come all the way up. Shoulder blades back, chin parallel with the floor, knees lovely and soft. Breathe in, chin to chest. Breathe out, go again. Keep those abs drawn in, the belly button to your spine, so you can really encourage as the head and arms come down towards the floor. You can really encourage a space between each vertebra to separate as you come down. And again, if you can reach the floor, that's great, but it's not the most important thing. If you can come almost there, you may just want to hang there for a little bit. Allow your head to hang heavy. Feel that little release in the lower back and the back of the legs. And just breathe into wherever you're feeling a little tight. Draw the abs in and restack. Nice and slowly visualize each vertebra in your spine as a pebble on the beach as you stack all the way up to standing. When you come up, glide your shoulder blades down your back. I want you to rotate in the waist so your chin is almost in line with your left leg. And you're going to go again, breathe in, chin to your chest, out breath, your arms hang heavy, each side of your left leg. And this time, you're going to roll all the way down over that left leg, your sternum and your chin, almost in line with that top of that thigh. It's going to feel different for you. Breathe in when you come down and come back up, restacking your spine one vertebra at a time. Now you can go as slow as you want. Come back to the front, reset first, and then go the other way. So those hips stay still. You rotate in the waist, breathe in, chin to chest. Your hands each side of the right leg this time. Head and arms hang heavy as you roll down over your right leg. And you also may want to do 2 or 3 over each leg. That would be fabulous too, particularly if the first one feels a little bit stiff. Go gentle with yourself and do a couple, do 3, just do the 1. See how you feel. Roll all the way up. Use those abs, draw the belly button to your spine. Come all the way up and then set back to the front. Now, you can either just come down to the mat or you can come stand at the end of your mat. Breathe in, chin to chest, as we do another roll down through the middle. And come down to the mat this way. So we're getting the spine elongation, a lovely spine mobility piece of work as we come down to the mat. Bend your knees over your middle toes, pop your hands on the floor and walk the hands forward. When you're on the floor, I want you to just do a little full cat-cow here. So your knees are under your hips, hands are under your shoulders, crown of the head reaching away. Breathe in, draw the belly button to the spine, tuck the tailbone under. Start arching the back up to the ceiling. When you come to the mid-back and upper back, press into that mat. See, and drop the head, feel long in the back of the neck. Look at your thighs and see if you can get as gorgeous stretch up to the ceiling and breathe in for it for a while. You may want to stay here for a few more seconds. That's absolutely fine. And then send your tailbone up to the ceiling. You'll feel your abdominals come down towards the mat. But I want your focus to be on your breastbone. I want your sternum to feel lovely and long. Shoulder blades glide down your back as you look to the front. Lovely, find that midway point. And we're going to come over onto our bottom. So this is where we're going to take the band. You can see I've got this little yellow band just behind me here. And I'll go sideways on so you can see what I'm looking for from your back. So you take your band. Now, it's nice to have one actually with a little bit of give, because that means you'll have to work a little bit more in your abdominals. But it doesn't matter if you've got a medium or strong one. See how you go. So start with your legs bent. I want your knees and your feet hip width apart. So, you know, about the width of your fist. Holding the band. I want you to breathe in, draw the abs in, and we come into a pelvic tilt. So you're tilting the pelvis forward. Breathe in, draw the abs in, so you're tilting it back, and then you tilt the pelvis forward. Come up high on your sit bones. Breathe in, let's tilt the pelvis back again. Use your abdominals. Come back onto your tailbone. Stay there. Use the pressure on the band. Draw your elbows close, your shoulders closer to the top of your thighs. You want to try and create a C shape in your back. Keep your chin away from your chest. Tip off your tailbone. Keep those abs engaged. You've got the band, which is great, but I want you to really focus on keeping those abs engaged as well. And then you're going to come back a little bit at a time. And just take your time, lower through the hips. Don't make a meal of it, but keep it flowy, but keep it slow. I want you to try and land every single vertebra all the way down. Your back of your rib cage onto the mat, then your shoulders, then the back of your head. You take a breath in there, draw your abdominals in on the out breath, lift your head and shoulders. Start drawing your shoulders towards your thighs, and on your next out breath, come up bit by bit, really using that band. Should feel glorious. Come sit up, send your legs long, relax those feet, pop the band in one hand. I want you to lift up out of your waist and imagine that you have a beach ball on your lap. Take a lovely breath in, draw those abs in, and come up over that imaginary beach ball as you walk down the band into your spine stretch. Now I'd like you to spend about 20 to 25 seconds doing this, because I want you to stay here. We don't want you to come forward as far to the point of pain. I want you to work with your breath and with time. Draw on the band and breathe. Take a few more breaths in there. And if any tension in your lower back or your hamstrings start to release, come down a little bit more. I'm talking millimeters here. So you roll forward, holding onto that band for stability. Keep breathing into that stretch. And when you're ready to release, breathe in, draw the abs in, restacking the spine bit by bit as you walk up the band. Take the band in two hands, bend the knees, breathe in, draw the abs in, come onto your tailbone, and then come down a little bit at a time, all the way down to the mat. Now take your left leg out of the band, bring your right leg up. Hold both ends of the band in your right hand. Flex your foot, get a really lovely flexion there, and make sure your leg is as straight as it can be with the knee and ankle directly above your hip. And then when you're ready, start drawing that leg towards you. Now you can bend it, which is fine, but you're not stretching into the back of your leg. So it doesn't matter how close to your body that you get your leg. What really matters is that you get this glorious stretch all the way up the back. And as you breathe into it, you may feel up the back of the knees. You may feel it just under your glutes there in the high hamstrings. Just breathe into it. You want to hold this stretch, but breathe into it for about 15 to 20 seconds. And if you feel that stretch ease off, you can bring that leg a little bit closer to you and just keep breathing into that stretch. And when you're ready, nice and slowly lift that leg back up. Bend the knee, take the other foot, pop the other foot into the band, right leg to the floor, and you go again. Band in the left hand, left leg. Breathe in on the out breath, start drawing that straight leg towards your torso, almost as if you're sending the big toe to the floor behind you. And hold it there, draw down on that band as well as drawing away, and keep breathing into that stretch. Now, I'm not spending huge amounts of time on this recording on this. I want you to do at least 15 to 20 seconds. And if 25, 30 feels great and you have the time, that's perfect too. Just remember, never force the stretch. And every time you feel that stretch release, bring that leg a little bit closer towards your body. Couple of breaths in there. Release off. Bend the leg. Take your band away and pop it behind you. We're going to go into a lovely little hip stretch here, but a rotation first. Take your arms out to the side, no higher. We don't want them higher than your shoulders. So the same height or a little bit lower. Feet and knees together. Draw those abs in. On the out breath, drop the knees over to the right and turn your head to look to the left. Now, it doesn't matter if your knees don't come all the way down to the floor, but I want you to keep your shoulders and the back of the arms on the mat. I want you to hold this stretch for a good 12 to 15 seconds. Breathe in, draw the abs in, use the ab strength on the out breath, bring the knees over to the other side, and turn your head, if it's comfortable, to look at the other hand. Now again, it's not about getting your knees all the way to the floor. It's about that rotation in your waist and in your spine. So keep your shoulders and the top part of your arms in contact with the floor. And bring those legs up. Now, if you enjoyed that, do it again. And then go on to this next stretch. I want you to cross your right leg over the left. So with your right leg over the left, your arms are still out to the side. They can be a little bit lower if it's more comfortable. I want you to drop your legs over to the right. That right knee is on the top of the left. Go nice and slow. Don't move the head yet. Concentrate on lowering those legs and getting a really quality stretch into your hips. And then turn your head, if it's comfortable, to look to the other side. And this is one where I would like you to spend at least 15 to 20 seconds, because if you're staying as relaxed as you can, if you're breathing into this stretch, that top leg, your right leg, is drawing down using gravity or using your breath to just get a deeper stretch from around the left side of your hip here, maybe into the lower back, but definitely around here to release out any tightness. When you're ready, use your abdominals. So breathe in, and on the out breath, bring those legs up. Now you can take it right over to the other side if you wish, and turn to look at the other hand. It's a little bit of a different stretch, but it's a little add-on, and you can never do too many stretches in the hips and glutes. Lovely. Bring those knees up and cross. Land both feet first and reset so that your hips are lovely and level as well on the mat. And then swap. Cross the left leg over the right. Drop that leg, those legs over towards the left side and turn your head, if it's comfortable and you want to do so, over to the right. And again, you're not going to get your left knee all the way to the floor. Well, you may do, who knows? But you are going to, so your right knee, but you are pressing down on that knee with this top leg here, this left leg, and allow that leg to feel heavy on the right leg, and just breathe into it and allow with each breath that knee to come close to the floor and a bigger stretch around that right side of your hip and your abductors. Breathe. And again, hold it for 15 or 20 seconds. And when it's time, breathe in, draw the abs in, bring the knees up. And like the other side, do the same on both sides, by the way, whatever your choice. Drop the knees over the other way and turn to look at the other hand. And again, take some glorious breaths in there. Bring those knees up, uncross both feet lovely and flat, and come over onto one side. I want you to press up, come over onto your hands and knees once again. Breathe in, tuck the tailbone under, arch the spine to the ceiling and lower the head to look at the thighs. And in this position, starting with your tailbone, arch, move the tailbone to the ceiling, arch your abdominals to the floor, lengthen through that breastbone and look to the front. And then come back, find your midway point. Really nice. Come back over, sit down, bring your soles of your feet together and allow the knees to drop each side. Breathe in, take the head towards your feet. Allow the forearms to rest on your shins. Head feels heavy. And I just want you to take a few breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Draw the abs in and restack in the spine. And you're done.